Hi there, it's Chris Hamilton here with bookkeepingautomation.com and also entermyinvoice.com. And we are on to tip number 22 of the bookkeeping and accountant marketing tips. And this week's segment, I'm going to show you how to get 15 times more clients or potential clients in 20 minutes a day. So here's one of the problems. What I found with bookkeepers and accountants, they're great at doing the bookkeeping, they're great at doing the accounting. What they're not great at is prospecting or marketing their business. So what happens is they end up with a lack of qualified prospects walking in the door, which keeps their business flat, or actually, as clients leave, it shrinks their business. So they're always in scramble mode, trying to figure out ways to get new clients. So there is an opportunity here. If you take a look, Word of Mouth Marketing Association says that 65% of all sales are through word of mouth or through referrals, yet only 11% of business people and salespeople have any kind of formalized referral process in place. In fact, if you go to any Business Networking International or BNI meetings, they talk about how I think it's only 3%. So those statistics are actually more staggering or crazy. Now, if you take that 11% going after 65% of the sales compared to the 89% going after 35% of the sales, they're getting 15 times more sales leads. Now, on top of that, if you start doing the math, it's 93% more sales opportunities coming in the door for someone who's leveraging referrals to go after business. So this is, what I'm going to show you is one of the fastest and most productive ways to generate sales leads. And how you do this is you leverage the power of LinkedIn. So the nice thing about LinkedIn is you're connected to a bunch of first level people that are connected to second level people. You can see who these second level people are and get referrals in from your first level people. So the easiest way to do this is when you go to the search functionality on LinkedIn at the very top, there's an advanced search button. You click on that, and then what happens is it brings up this advanced people search. What you do in the relationship section is click second connection, put your location in, and then look at the title that you're going after. That's a bare bones minimum of what you should be doing. You can add other parameters in here if you want to see what happens, and then hit search. When you hit search, it brings up results. So in this case, I was looking for a vice president of sales and marketing for the Calgary area. Brought back 114 results. There's a lot more people than that, but it's just the way I set the search parameter up. And let's say we're looking for someone to, I'd like to talk to this Gary Leach fellow, for example. What I would do is if I look at Gary's profile, just below it, it says 16 shared connections. When I click on this, what it does is it brings up the top 3 people that LinkedIn thinks I could leverage to get an introduction into Gary. Now, let's just say I don't know any of these people, and there's no way for me to ask for anything. What I could do is down below, if I have more than just 3 connections, I can click on that, and it's going to bring up a list of all the people that are connected to this person that I'm connected to, and I can go through this list and find someone to make that introduction for me. Now, here's the powerful part of this. You don't just reach out to someone and go, hey, can you introduce me to Gary? I'd like to talk to him. You know what? The chances of that happening are so remote, it's very slim. What you're doing is you're putting the onus on that person to come up and write an email, make an introduction, everything like that. Dumb it right down for them. So what I do, here's an email that I usually send to this person. Now, I don't send it through LinkedIn. I send it through my email because people read their emails. They're not necessarily jumping on LinkedIn and reading their messages on a regular basis. So I send this to my connection. It says, hello, whoever the connection is. Hope all is well. I was hoping you can help me out. Taking a new solution in the market. Wondering if you could, I see that you know this person here. Here's what my product does or my service does. Here's the benefit. Do you know them well enough to introduce me? If so, here's an intro you can use. So this is the powerful part, is putting together the email that the person can copy and paste and send into these people. So put a subject line, so introduction to whatever your name is. And then in the body, you go hello, and you put the second level connection you're trying to get into, you put their name in there. A friend of mine reached out to see if I could introduce it to you. His name's Chris Hamilton. I've known him for a while. Chris helps companies reduce costs, increase revenue, or whatever it is with my product or service. It tells me that typically it'll increase revenue by whatever percent or reduce costs by whatever percent. He was hoping to get introduced, and I wanted to check with you first before connecting the two of you. Do you mind if I connect the two of you? Regards, and then put that person's name in there that you're asking. So this creates a path of least resistance for you, and it works wonderfully. So my results, usually when I send that request out, roughly 40% of the requests get processed on the first request. So the first time I send that out to someone, roughly 40% of the people I send it out to will make that introduction for me. When I send it out maybe a second or third time to the same person a month or 2 or 3 months later, then it'll go up to about 50%, sometimes even higher. And the reason being is because if I send an email to someone, it gets buried as the day goes on. So they may not get to it and they might not have a chance to do it. What happens is you resend it again. They're like, I saw that before. I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to send this off or action it for you. Anyways, like I said, it goes up to 50% or higher sometimes. Now, of the requests that I get that get processed, or 40% of them, I usually get about 50% of these people in some form of a call, an email conversation, or into a meeting. So I'm starting to engage with them. Now, once again, if someone sends an email to a connection and they say, yes, I'll talk to this person, what's happening is you're getting a warm lead coming in the door because this person's already pre-qualified. So that's why I'm getting about 50% of these in a call, an email conversation, or a meeting. Now, when you run this overall, 50% on the 40% of the requests that I get going out, 20% success rate. So if you look at, there's a report from Baylor University that talks about cold calling. The success rate of cold calling is 0.5% according to this study. When you take that 0.5% against the 20%, I'm getting upwards of 40 times better success rate than cold calling. So what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. If you're cold calling, look at it this way. 99.5% of the time on average, it's not working. Find a different way. So this is a great way to do this. So the other thing I want you to be aware of is that I have literally only had 4 people on like the 3,500 people that I'm connected on LinkedIn reach out to me for an introduction to somebody else in the last kind of 12 months. And that's really, at any kind of 12-month period, that's really kind of where that's at. If you take a look at that, that's 0.1% of my total connections. Flip that around. 99.9% of the people on LinkedIn are not leveraging a process like this, yet it yields some of the best results to get qualified sales leads walking in the door. So here's my take for you. Devote 10 to 20 minutes a day. So basically put 20 minutes in your calendar. And it doesn't have to be during the workday. You can do it in the morning, you do it in the evening time, whatever it is. Look at 5 people that you want to target on a daily basis. What you're going to get, if you're getting that 40% success rate, you're going to get up to kind of 2 new meetings, on those 5 that go out a day. So you may get 1 or 2. It really varies. It depends on kind of your messaging and what's going to happen. But my results are typically I'm going to get about 2 out of every 5 that I ask for. If I do that on a 5-day work week, I'm getting anywhere upwards of about 10 phone conversations, email conversations, or face-to-face meetings happening for my product or service. Now, if I get a 25% close rate, then what happens is I'm kind of adding 1 to 2 new clients a week by doing something like this. Now, here's the scoop. Typically, referrals close at 50%. Average sales close at roughly 25%. So you got kind of double the close rate. So the other thing you may find is as you start going down this, your results are even better. You know what? You get to a point where you can scale back the amount you're actually doing or prospecting on a daily basis. So that said, you know what? Bookkeeping automation designed for use for accountants and bookkeepers. And what we do is we reduce the accounts payable process by taking scanned copy of paper receipts, invoices, bank statements, and credit card statements, or taking PDFs or taking images of these, putting them into our system, allowing you to bulk code against the same vendor with GLs, and then applying rules to it. And then what you do is you can sync this right now with QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, and it reduces roughly upwards of about 80 to 90% of that whole manual process time, saves you a lot more, makes you way more profitable. Try a 30-day free trial. Just go to bookkeepingautomation.com. There's a little button on our site that says free trial. Click on that. Give us a spin, and we will help you become more profitable. Stay tuned for the next tip that comes out, and thanks for watching.